Hello, my swanlings, and welcome to another Fallen Stars stream. Yes, Lord! We're gonna have a time today. I'm totally not like an hour late starting this stream. Not at all. Don't worry. I totally tell you the most accurate, correct time, so y'all don't have to wait around. I'm great at life, I promise. Anyway, we should probably just hop right into it, shouldn't we? Alrighty, it seems to be another morning, ain't it? Well, of course it would be. The cycle of the sun and the moon simply doesn't stop for anyone. Let's see. Oh, Fennec! Oh, there you are. Why are you so intrigued with the couch? Well, I suppose it is a far change from the river that you were constantly stuck in for some odd reason. Well, I suppose it's fine. Let's see, there has to be something I can do today. There has to be something. Oh, what am I doing forgetting my blade, of all things? Alright, Fennec, I'm going to... Yes, I shall take the dogs for a walk, alright? You stay here, and, I suppose aggressively squawk if anyone enters. I think that sounds like something you can do. Good morning, Pear. Good morning, Puddle. We're going to take a bit of a walk around the town, and, then I shall probably drop you off with Izumi, as I did tell her that I'd bring you lot by to keep her company. And where are you lot going? The town happens to be this way.
Hello, my swanlings. It's me, Swansorberus.
Thank you for following, Zane Noah. I think that's how you say your username. Apologies if I got it wrong. I know, right? Puppies! I do suppose that probably most things from the party have been cleaned up by now. Or if they haven't, well, that's completely understandable as to why. I wonder parties do have a tendency to go wrong in that manner. There's no use dwelling on it, I do quite know that, but thoughts do tend to stray, don't they, you two? Perhaps this could be the worst idea I've had yet. Where did you two go? I should investigate, shouldn't I? Jackie's residence. I mean, that is my profession, after all, a detective, and the fellow has indeed gone missing. Likely of their own accord, but I perhaps could pick something up that could allow us to find her. I do imagine that could bring some level of comfort to Izumi. I mean, surely having one riddle solved would be some ease upon her mind. There's no hurt in trying, is there? Oh, you lot, you always wander. Oh, there you are, Puddle. Where's Pear gotten off to? Oh, there you are. Yes, well, I suppose it is the least I can do to at least take a crack at it. I may not be necessarily the best detective, but I do know I have some minor skills at the very least. Alright, you two, I'm going to have you lot stop over here. I don't need you accidentally falling into that ravine. You two watch out for each other. I'm simply going to step inside for a moment. Alright, let's see. If I simply... I mean, the kitchen is a great start, yes. I can see how long things have been left abandoned and uncared for. Thinking back to the note that Azumi found, it does seem like their leaving was somewhat hasty and, what is the word? They hadn't thought it out, per se. But cobwebs. That is a telltale sign of neglect, and it seems the perishables are, ew, going old, yes. If they're going old, that could only mean this wasn't necessarily premeditated and that their absence isn't as recent as we likely hoped. Although the abandonment of this gold within their furnace does make me think that either perhaps they only took necessities, or perhaps their leaving was somewhat... Well, it was clear that they weren't necessarily in the right mind. Oh, was this the... This might have been where they kept their money. Considering the abandonment of most of the genuine valuables, the amethyst, I should assume that this was actually premeditated. That their absence here isn't... There was a build-up to it. And while we found the evidence of it, they're long gone by now. As long as they could be. I should... Perhaps if I tried to check the pattern of the fallen blood, I can see whether or not it was done by someone else, or whether or not it was self-inflicted in their panic. No, I can't. I can't look at that again. Some detective I am. I can't even look at blood. I need to be out of here. I need to be out of here.
Hello, my swanlings. It's me, Swansea.
Thank you for following, Siam. Alright, you two, let's be on our way. Let's be on our way, alright? We have an Azumi to check on. We have... I found something, at the very least. It wasn't necessarily wrong for me to try, although it most certainly wasn't the news that we had wanted. Oh, I suppose I lingered around the house too long. Mine, I mean, not just... I never knew that pushing myself to leave on my bed would be a difficult task. I mean, I suppose it's only to do with the recent events. No, none of us have necessarily gone unaffected. Alright, you two, let's just see if perhaps Azumi remains up. Which way was the path? I know it is along the coast, but... Oh, here we are. Apologies for that, my father stepped in. I didn't mean to pause out of nowhere, chat. He handed me food, sustenance. Anyhow, back in character. Alright, you two. I don't necessarily mind if you lot swim, but do keep in mind that you will be going into another person's house. We wouldn't exactly want you lot to get everything wet. So let us wander across this path to the best of our ability. Oh, look at you lot, doing such a good job. I only have a bit more to cross. We should... Oh, look at me, nearly falling in myself. Alright. The front door should be just around here. There's one of them. Oh, dearest, what have I told you about getting in the way? I needn't want you to be hurt, alright? Come now. Izumi, are you there? The door's unlocked. I suppose I could let myself in. Come on in, you puppers. In you come. Why not wait up here? Seems Izumi isn't at her front door. Nor does she seem to be resting. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I was correct. Let's see. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to check the downstairs. Izumi?
Hi!
Why aren't you resting?
I've been trying different potions to see if any of them help with the symptoms.
Not that I blame you. Actually, on that topic, you know how you suspected that the venom was transmitted through either food or drink?
Yeah?
Well, I think we figured mostly that it was actually through drinks, so I may or may not have gathered most of the soy milk that remained. I figured it could be of some use for testing, once you feel well enough to conduct such research.
Yeah, no, totally, and I mean, hey, even if it doesn't help with finding the cure, it'll at least help us identify what exactly the venom is.
Of course, but you should be taking it easy. I mean, you are still ill and all of that.
I've been resting as much as I can, but knowing that it's not just me that's sick, it makes me want to work hard to find the cure, you know?
I can't blame you on that matter. In any case, why don't you take a pop up to your living room for but a moment? I brought a guest, or two.
Oh my goodness, hello there! Aren't you just the most adorable babies?
I did say I'd bring them by to keep you company.
Yes, you did. I forgot. Oh. The best quarantine buddies I could have.
This one is Pear, and this one is Puddle.
Hello. Hello. Such cute names.
I also have some other information that I think you should take a seat for.
Okay.
I took a look at Jackie's place once more. I figured that I might as well put my minimal detective skills to use. See if I could figure out any clue of where they'd gone or when they'd left. But unfortunately, it seems that their leaving was meditated. It wasn't simply done in haste. I mean, them actively leaving might have, but they'd been building up to this for some time, and I do believe they left their house some time ago. There was moldy bread in their cupboards, and they were all filled with cobwebs. Most of their money, too, was actually nowhere to be found. So
Exactly what I was scared of.
I believe it would be rather difficult to find them again. Not unless we happen to be lucky.
We'll keep hopes out. If we ever find them, we'll welcome them back with open arms.
Indeed. I just figured that you should know.
Thanks. I appreciate it. The fact you were willing to go back to that place is admirable.
What else is a detective to do? I mean, with all that's been surfaced, nothing. I will leave you to it then. And I do hope these two don't give you any trouble.
I'm sure they will be the most polite little house guests I could ask for.
Very well. Take care, Izumi.
Will do.
all of this... What is there even to do? I mean... We finally understand and know of our enemy. They finally revealed themselves to some degree. And yet, upon facing them, there was absolutely nothing that we could do. That I could do for that matter. They struck at us when... I'd figured that perhaps I'd grown strong enough. I mean... I'd felt confident with the blade and all of that, and... I figured everyone else was surely developing their own talents as well. But perhaps it was too soon. I mean, it's felt like it's been such a long time that has been spent here. Surely we would have developed enough to do something, and yet... Here we are, absolutely devastated, before we've even managed to begin. And 2 of our number will be down for some time until we can even find them the cure. And even then, what's to stop these vampires from simply poisoning us again? From blindsiding us? Is there simply nothing to do? Everything I've done just feels like I've taken only a step backwards. Investigating, training, doing any of this. I know there's a point, but... And now I've wandered down here for some reason. The place that thing ran off to. Oh. Greetings, Corinne.
Oh, what are you doing here?
That I'm not exactly sure. I was wandering, thinking things to myself, and before I knew it, I'd found myself down here, more or less. I do apologize. I have been making it quite a habit to interrupt you these days.
Yeah, bit far from where you're living, isn't it?
That I suppose it is. But...
well, I mean... Look, I've been doing some thinking. You're, as you are aware, there's some things going on that aren't really all that, well, we wouldn't call them very passive, would we?
Not at all, no.
Well, remember, maybe a couple weeks back, I said something about maybe showing you how to do a little bit of what I do for work or something.
I do believe I recall that you potentially offered something of the sort.
Well, I was just pondering to myself and wondering if maybe you wanted me to take me up on that offer and maybe I could teach you a thing or two.
You'd truly be willing? I mean, I wouldn't want to take up too much of your time, but if you're offering...
I mean, looking purely from a business perspective, if you were to, not be able to work and, wouldn't need any more weaponry, that would mean a lack of customer, and that's just not good for me, so, I would prefer if you'd stay alive.
Oh, well, then yes, absolutely, I'd love to learn.
Alright, well, let's see here. Let's get you something a little basic, and we might be able to get you up and... Right, oh yeah, this'll do. I got this dinked old sword. It's not too big, so it should be a pretty good starter, starter... I guess training weapon. I won't be teaching you how to make one from scratch quite yet. That's an advanced, technique. Takes more time. Today, I believe, I'll be teaching you how to repair that there sword.
Oh.
You're gonna need... Let's see here. Yeah, you should only need about this much iron to really fix it up. I'm gonna teach you how to repair it. And, I'll be working on this here sword.
Oh, that is
Work
amazing.
a little... Yeah, it's one of my prettier models. I'm very proud of it. Alright, to begin with, you're gonna have to get this blade hot. Metal doesn't attach too well with metal when it's not warm. So, if you'd follow me over to here, fire, just let that get nice and toasty over the flame.
I see.
Yeah, just like that. You're wanting to get to nice, salmon color. It's a beautiful color, so once it's about that level, we can get to working.
Alright.
Alright. So take up, you can have this one. It's nice and shiny.
Alright.
So if you look on and place your blade down real nice and smooth, you want it to stay about as level as possible.
I see.
And then you're gonna take large swings. Solid swings. Don't be afraid of hitting it too hard. Just place your metal on top and work with what you've got. You can't really mess it up. It's pretty basic. And you'll just keep doing that until you've got a nice sealed exterior. Be careful of doing it a little too janky. You don't want to cause any cracks in your metal.
I see. So it takes good swings. I think I understand.
You're doing wonderfully. Alright, just finish up mine. There we go. Alright, now here comes the fancy part, and it's my favorite. Go over to your fire, your oil drum right over here. You give it a nice good quench like this.
Oh, to cool down the metal.
Exactly. Go ahead and give it a try.
Alright, so you dunk it in more or less. I see why that's your favorite
wonderful.
part.
There you go. Now, metal should be nice and strong, and you shouldn't have to worry about it for a while.
I see.
All right, well, there you go. Let's see here. Well, it's about practice that I give them a testing for their hardness, so I guess that leads me to my next proposition.
Another?
Have you ever been trained in combat?
Trained? No, I don't believe so. Most of my training has come from dealing with those creatures of the night.
Oh, I see. Well, if you'd be so inclined, I suppose, an old guy like me might be able to teach you a few tricks.
You're willing to show me how to repair a weapon, and now you're willing to train me? Why, thank you. Yes.
Correction. I taught you how to repair a weapon. Repairing's a whole nother deal. It takes a lot of finesse and finagling. It's a real long job. It takes a lot of technique, as well as giving it specific aspects that even I don't really understand. Magic's never been my strong suit, you see.
I see.
But, yeah, I could definitely give you a few pointers in the field of doing a bit of battle.
Well, I think I'd be quite a fool to turn you down on that. Please, I need to get stronger.
All right, well, grab a little something for myself, all right. Suppose we can be on our way. However, I will recommend we swap blades.
Swap blades? Alright.
Yes, I believe you might be a little more attuned to this one. So, I don't know, it's pretty. Think it'll work well for you.
This is quite the weapon. I will be careful with it.
It's a beaut. Alright, follow me. So, ran into vampires, huh?
That we did. They poisoned my friends with their venom.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. Not a good sight. Curable, but not good.
Yes, I was rather worried that it wasn't in fact curable, but...
Yeah, I got a buddy or two that's pretty good with that sort of thing.
I see.
Alright, so, what I want you to do is make nice long swings. I don't want you to hold back too much, alright? You're not trying to hit my blade, you're trying to hit me, alright?
I will do my best.
Alright. We'll take it slow to begin with and speed up as time goes on, alright?
Alrighty, I think I can do that.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Alright.
This is a fine blade.
This is a real beaut, perfectly balanced, if I do say so myself.
What it is.
Alright. Alright. Alright, we need to have a conversation.
Was I doing something wrong?
Well, to put it bluntly, yeah. I want you to hit me.
Was I not hitting you?
The blade was making contact with me, sure. But I can tell you're holding back. You can't be doing that.
How exactly are you sure that I'm holding back? That could just be all I'm capable of, for all you know.
I've seen people like you. You're stronger than you let on. So go ahead. Hit me.
And if I don't want to hit you with my full strength? It isn't...
Do you want to hit a vampire?
Yes.
Well, then you need to start with something a little weaker than a vampire.
And if I hurt you? That's one of the last things I want to do.
That's why I put this chest plate on. You're not making it through the chest plate. I'll be fine.
Fine. Fine, I will try to not hold back, as you say.
Good.
Here we go! There! Is that any better, or...?
A definite improvement. Again.
Again? Fine.
Better. Harder.
Fine. Fine! I don't necessarily know what you want. I'm swinging it with all my might.
Look at me, Swana.
What?
I want you to hit me like I'm trying to kill you. Like if you didn't kill me in one blow, you would die.
But...
You need to hit me with all the force you have.
But you're not, in fact, trying to kill me.
I'm aware. I'm aware I'm not trying to kill you. The situation is, everything else here, anything that walks on two legs that can't speak to you such as I, it'll kill you. It can kill you. Even those buddies of yours.
Those buddies
So,
of mine?
hit me with everything you've got.
Like you're trying to kill me. Anything can kill me. Alright. Alright. Fine.
Alright. Now go. Finally. That's more like it.
I don't know if I much like the thought of imagining that everything would like to kill me.
I don't much like the thought of you dying. Anyway, let's head back to my forge.
Alright. That seems a little odd coming from you. After all, last I heard, you prefer to be lonely down there.
Of course I do. Alright. So,
Oh,
as long as you hit things the same way you hit me, you should be fine. Keep the sword.
keep it? But
It'll do you good.
thank you.
Yeah.
You sure you're
Oh, and,
right? I didn't hurt you, did I?
No, I'm alright. I'll visit that chatty one, Bonnie. She'll give me something that'll put me right back in shape.
Oh, alrighty then.
So, swing with all you got, and there won't be a chance you'll ever... Well, hopefully you'll never die.
Is it
You got
even...
those friends, they should protect you, and... Yeah.
Is it even enough against those vampires? I mean, I've only ever seen one of them, but in that moment, it did not feel like I could take them on.
I'll be honest with you. With your current situation and your current strength, you probably couldn't. You'd last for a while, but eventually they'd overtake you. But, if you'd like, I can keep training you. I'll make you stronger. I'll make sure you don't die. Feel free to try and train your buddies, too. If they don't die as well, that'd be great.
I can certainly do my best, but I doubt I'm as good of a teacher as you are.
You'd be surprised. Takes a good student to make a teaching work. They're not willing to listen. Might as well not talk to them at all.
I see. Is that why you stick down here then? Not everyone's worth your time. Or conversation, I suppose.
Admittedly, I don't mesh too well with most of the other civilians, people of the city. Willard, he's a special case. I can deal with him at times, the chatterbox, but the rest of them, they'll talk and talk until your ear falls off. I don't quite like that, but I don't know. Maybe some are worth talking to, if you can learn from them.
I see. I'm glad I stuck around talking with you then. You are quite
Yeah.
interesting, even though you do attempt to push others away.
Yeah. Well, without any of you guys, I wouldn't have customers. Other than the occasional repair.
I suppose that is true.
Well, you
Corinne,
probably got something else you need to... Yeah?
have you ever had to watch someone die? Not from, say, an injury or wound per se, but a sickness, I suppose.
I have experience, yeah.
How do you deal with it? My situation isn't exactly normal, and I don't think any of us, we call our group Fallen Stars or whatnot. We're not exactly from around here, or from here in the same sense as I would be saying if I were simply from another town. It's more or less maybe a different world, I'd call it. I'm not fully certain.
I see.
I was one day whisked off in a way to here, but my mother is fading, or was last I knew. I could hardly bear to deal with the situation at all, but to think that I might not be able to be there for her when she finally leaves.
yeah. Disease is a fickle creature. No one should ever have to deal with it, but when it arises, and despite my best wishes, sometimes it just does, it's best to keep them close. And, I don't know, run a few errands for them. You don't want them to overwork themselves. That can sometimes be worse than the disease on its own.
I see.
Yeah,
Apologies, that must be such an odd question to come from me. I mean...
it's, no, it's alright. I know your friend, what's her name, Izumi, sick.
Yes.
Yeah, she seems strong. I'm sure she'll pull through. Easily.
I mean, you lot have assured me that there is one that you know that can make or find a cure, so I try not to worry too much, but all the same, I worry.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, maybe your best bet, if you're wanting a cure, or at least something to hold off the illness, I think she's on an errand right now, so I don't think she's in town currently. But there's a flower girl, I think she calls herself the botanist or something or other. Her name's Bonnie. She's well, she's an individual, real character. You should probably go give her a visit.
Botanist. She lives in town?
Yeah, she, you couldn't miss her house. It's covered in flowers. Or I guess it's more of a shop. I don't know, I never see her stray too far unless she's on a trip, so... seems like a house to me. But, yeah. Have you and your, fallen stars give her a talking to. She might be able to help you out more than I could.
I see. Thank you. You know, one wonders that whenever I seem to have an issue, you do seem to have the answer. I thank you for that.
Just comes with, I guess, living here for as long as I have. Get to know people, even though some of them you don't particularly want to know.
Well, I thank you for knowing those that you do. I shall get out of your hair for now, but I appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And thank you for training me. It makes me feel a lot better that one day perhaps I may be strong enough to do something.
Yeah. I'm sure you will be. Well, thanks for stopping by, C.
Of course. A botanist that lives in town with a house full of flowers. Or covered in flowers? Allergies, Lord. Well, if I would say something covered in flowers... Why do sneezes not come, like, only in ones? Sorry. Sorry, Chad, I did not mean to break character there. My allergies have been trying to kill me only when I started streaming. I would say that this seems to be a botanist's. I can certainly try to gather the others and visit then. Thank you, Kren. I suppose I began today quite lost and unknowing of what to do, and now here I am feeling a lot better. Why do you have a saddle on, mister? When I don't see anyone quite around that is to fit on it. Well, in either case, I hope you have a good day. I think I shall return to my home for the day. And, well, I have this wondrous blade. Truly, it's a bit of a wonder. He reminds me of someone, to be honest, although I'm not quite sure yet. In any case, I feel a lot better about our chances against this menace. I will grow as strong as I can, as soon as I can, so that we can oppose this menace and so that I can return home. So that I can be a comfort to my mother. And while I am here, I shall offer my support to Izumi and all the others that have fallen ill. I will see to it that they do not strain themselves. That is for certain. Well, good morning, Fennec. Or, not necessarily good morning, greetings. I see you've made yourself quite at home, and you have laid an egg, even. Well, I do hope my Exie doesn't necessarily mind that I brought a chicken into the house. But I mean, they're just too precious, how could I not? Well, it's just you and me until Pear and Puddle return. Yes. Either way. Perhaps I shall take a bit of a nap then. Swinging around a sword isn't exactly easy work. I shall rest that right there. I shall store that there for the time being. Alright, my swanlings, that shall be the end of this stream. Let me see how many hydrates I need to do, because I wasn't exactly paying attention. Alright, let's see. Let's see. I know, it's on a shorter side today. It's okay, guys. Listen. We're like maybe 10 or so minutes away from an hour. Swan is the next King Arthur. Oh, 3 hydrates. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you. And I see that virtual hug. Virtual hug, fellas. Let me drink this water. That's 1 hydrate in which I've literally spilled water on my desk. That be 2. And that be 3. There you go, chat. I did not forget about you. I am glad that it was fun to watch. Well, I shall be seeing y'all until next time. Take care!